I'm going to start off by saying that the Sennheiser Momentum 2s were my favorite sounding earbuds up until the Sennheiser CX Plus came out. The CX Plus just sound a little bit more open and their bass is much more defined and hard-hitting. Plus, they also have a smaller case, which is really nice. But now we have the Sennheiser Momentum 3s, and I've been using these earbuds for the last month and a half, and I love them. They sound better than the Momentum 2s, and they have a lot of important refinements to them as well. Regarding pricing, the Momentum 3s have actually gotten a price reduction. The Momentum 3s currently have a retail price of $250, whereas the Momentum 2s had a retail price of $300 when they first came out. Now, I still feel that paying upwards of $200 on a pair of earbuds is a lot, but the Momentum 3s are still one of those things that I'm willing to splurge on. Nonetheless, if you want to pick these earbuds up, they'll be linked down below, and honestly, I don't think that you can go wrong with these earbuds. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch shelf down below. I've made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know I can be very particular. So I'll only set my name on something that I'm really proud of. Now first, let's talk about the Momentum 3's new case. Now, I have been begging for a smaller case on the Momentums ever since Sennheiser released their CX line of earbuds. Now, the Momentum 2's case isn't huge, but it is on the border of being too big when compared to a lot of other earbuds out there. And it's basically the same story with the Momentum 3s. Now, at first glance, it may seem like this case is smaller than the Momentum 2's case because it is a little shorter lengthwise, but widthwise, it is a little longer. So basically, these cases have relatively the same volume. Overall, the Momentum 3's case isn't super big and you can still daily drive these earbuds, but this case is rather noticeable when it's in your pocket. But build quality wise, I really can't complain about this case. Just like before, this case has a fabric outside, the lid is very easy to open and close, and there are decently strong magnets in this case, which makes putting these earbuds away very easy. However, one important upgrade that this case does have is that it finally has wireless charging, a first for Sennheiser earbuds. Now, I'm very glad that this case has wireless charging, but I do think it's overdue. Now, when it comes to battery life, even though the Momentum 3s are sporting larger batteries in both the earbuds and case from what's found on the Momentum 2s, numbers-wise, everything is still the same. These earbuds still have an advertised combined battery life of 28 hours with their active noise cancellation turned off. The earbuds themselves can go for 7 straight hours and the case can supply 3 additional charges. Now, a combined battery life of 28 hours is fine, but we are starting to see more and more earbuds out there trying to hit that 30-hour mark. And plus, if you're to use these earbuds with their active noise cancellation or ambient mode turned on, that is going to drain their battery life faster. But something that Sennheiser does need to work on is their fast charging. If you were to drop these earbuds into their case with a dead battery for 10 minutes, they're only going to get you 1 hour of playback time. Versus with, let's say, the AirPods 3, they're going to get you that same hour of playback time from a 5-minute charge. So overall, the Momentum 3s still have a decent battery life for earbuds in 2022, but there haven't been any meaningful performance upgrades when compared to the Momentum 2s. And personally, I still really wish that this case could hold, let's say, a 4th charge, because this case still is relatively large. But at least this case now has wireless charging, which is good if your phone supports power sharing or if you've already invested in multiple wireless charging mats. But now let's talk about the earbuds themselves. Regarding sculpt, the Momentum 3s are completely different from the 2s and the originals. They have a much more subtle design to them now, which I feel some people are going to appreciate because the Momentum 2s were a little loud. But fit-wise, these earbuds are basically the same. Both the Momentum 3s and Momentum 2s fit like your standard pair of in-ear earbuds. They both go into your ear canal a decent amount, like let's say the CX Plus, Jabra Elite 7 Pros, or Galaxy Buds 2. And they aren't shallow fitting in-ear earbuds, like let's say the AirPods Pro or Jabra Elite 85Ts, which also have oval ear tips. And thankfully, the Momentum 3s still come included with your standard round silicone ear tips. So these earbuds do a good job of blocking out noise without getting super itchy very quickly, like let's say the foam ear tips that you'll find on the Sony WF-1000XM4s. However, one difference the Momentum 3s have over the Momentum 2s is that they now have customizable earphones. But these earphones aren't super big like the earphones that you'll find on the Sennheiser Sport or Beats Fit Pro. So these earphones aren't going to provide as much lockdown as these other earphones. So overall, I wouldn't try to exercise with these earbuds because they can still wiggle out, especially if you're jogging. And plus, they only have an IPX4 rating. However, one major upgrade the Momentum 3s do have over the Momentum 2s is that each earbud now establishes a connection with your phone. So if you just want to use one earbud at a time, you can use either one, it doesn't matter. And this is the connection setup that we expect to see on our earbuds nowadays, and to be honest, Sennheiser is a little late to the party here, especially with their most premium earbuds, because this is something the Momentum 2s should have had. Because instead, with the Momentum 2s, these earbuds are still using a hero and sidekick setup, meaning that one earbud, in this case the right earbud, actually establishes a connection with your phone and then relays that connection over to the left earbud. So if you just want to use one earbud at a time, you gotta use the correct earbud, or in this case, the right earbud. Now, earbuds that are still using a hero and sidekick setup aren't inherently bad, but usually earbuds that are using a hero and sidekick setup are usually older or just cheaper. But ultimately, the Momentum 3s are better suited to be used with one primary device. If you're a power user that wants to use these earbuds with multiple devices, then these aren't the best option. Now, you can swap from one device to another with the Momentum 3s, but you gotta do that through the app. These earbuds won't hot swap from one device to another like you can with AirPods or Galaxy Buds or with most good headphones, and these earbuds won't just jump over to another device that's asking to pair with them with, like, let's say the Beats Studio Buds. But when it comes to overall performance, these earbuds have zero latency across the board when watching movies or videos on your phone, whether you're using an iPhone or an Android device. And when it comes to audio codecs, these earbuds have support for SBC, AAC, aptX, and aptX Adaptive. Now, aptX Adaptive is a new addition here because the Momentum 2s don't have aptX Adaptive. However, if you do want to take advantage of aptX, then you do have to be an Android user, because iPhones top out at AAC, which is still perfectly fine because these earbuds are still going to sound great even when they're using AAC. But now let's talk about actually listening to music with these earbuds. Now, the Momentum 3s sound and perform just like the CX Plus, and that's not a bad thing at all. Now, both the Momentum 3s and CX Plus have the same great instrument separation as the Momentum 2s. But the major difference here is that the bass on the Momentum 3s punches much harder and resonates cleaner as well. Whereas the bass on the Momentum 2s mostly just resonates and it isn't as tight and it punches far less. So by comparison to the Momentum 3s, the Momentum 2s sound flat. But also, the Momentum 3s and CX Plus have a much more balanced sounding stock sound signature than the Momentum 2s. Out of the box, the Momentum 2s sound a little bright because the highs are noticeably more elevated. Whereas with Sennheiser's new generation of earbuds, their highs are much more relaxed, but their bass is a little more raised. Overall, I like how Sennheiser's new earbuds sound with their stock EQ, but you can always go in and adjust their EQ to your liking. And thankfully, this app works well on both iPhone and Android. Here's looking at you, Samsung. But like I said, I prefer to use these earbuds with their stock EQ because I would always go in and raise the bass on the Momentum 2s. But in general, I really think these earbuds will be able to please everyone. If you're someone that likes a lot of punchy bass, these earbuds have you covered. And if you want a more neutral sounding sound signature, then these earbuds also have you covered. Now, when it comes to your media controls, just like before, the Momentum 3s are using touchpads, and these touchpads are strictly tap-based, meaning that there are no swiping gestures. Overall, these touchpads are very accurate and they're very easy to use. You've got full control over your media, and you can also adjust your volume, all from the earbuds themselves. And through Sennheiser's app, you can adjust the layout of your controls to your liking. And just like before, these earbuds still have your standard wear sensors. So they will automatically play and pause your music if you take them out or put them back into your ears. But now let's talk about the active noise cancellation on these earbuds. Now first, I do want to taper expectations here. The ANC on these earbuds isn't going to block out as much noise as a proper pair of over-ear ANC headphones, like let's say either the Bose NC700s, the Sony 1000 XM4s, and especially the Sony 1000 XM5s. However, the Momentum 3s do have improved active noise cancellation from their predecessors, and they're actually my new number 3s. Cause as of mid-2022, the Sony WF-1000 XM4s are still number 1 when it comes to active noise cancellation cause they block out a ton of noise. Albeit, they do have an advantage cause of their itchy foam ear tips, which personally, I am just not a fan of. But right below them are the Sony Link Bud S, which also block out a ton of noise, but thankfully they're using silicone ear tips. Now right below them are the Sennheiser Momentum 3s, which are also blocking out a ton of noise and are also using silicone ear tips. Below them are the Jabra Elite 85Ts. Below them are the AirPods Pro and Momentum 2s, which I've always felt were neck and neck. Below them are the Jabra Elite 7 Pros, below them are the Beats Fit Pro, and below them are the Galaxy Buds Pro. So overall, the Momentum 3s have improved active noise cancellation from their predecessors, and in general, they rank very well when compared to the rest of the competition. And surprisingly, these earbuds do a really good job of blocking out wind noise when walking outdoors. And just like before, the Momentum 3s have an ambient mode. But this time around, the ambient mode on the Momentum 3s sounds a lot more natural than the robotic sounding ambient mode found on the Momentum 2s. Now, the ambient mode on the Momentum 3s doesn't sound as natural as the AirPods Pro, but it's still up there, and this time around, you can now adjust it too. So overall, the Momentum 3s have some big and notable upgrades when it comes to their active noise cancellation. They block out more noise this time around, and to me, they're my new number 3s, and their ambient mode sounds a lot more natural, which is great for daily commuters, and their microphone array does a better job of blocking out wind noise when walking outdoors. The only thing that I do want to point out about the active noise cancellation on these earbuds is that it still works even if you only have one earbud in. But if you try to turn on their ambient mode, that won't work. And to me, this is a little odd because it's usually the other way around. But finally, here's the microphone test. Now, overall, the Momentum 2s have a decent enough sounding microphone to take phone calls with while in a quiet room. But I do feel that the microphone on the Momentum 3s does sound a little better than the microphone found on the Momentum 2s. However, I am going to have to point out that there is a little bit more hissing in the background than with the Momentum 2s, but hopefully Sennheiser can fix that through a software update. But for comparison's sake, here are the AirPods 3, which have a really good sounding microphone for earbuds. But also, the AirPods 3 do a really good job of dealing with noise pollution, because right now, yes, you can hear some road noise in the background, but my voice is still very clear and it's very elevated. Because for comparison's sake, if we were to switch over to my lapel microphone, you're going to clearly hear all of this road noise. But if we were to switch back over to the AirPods 3, it is greatly reduced. Whereas with the Momentum 3s, these earbuds are trying to deal with this noise pollution, but they are interfering with my voice a little bit. But I still feel that this microphone is still usable. But then there are the Momentum 2s, which are also trying to deal with this noise pollution. But this time around, you can hear a lot more road noise in the background, and there's a lot more interference in my voice than with the Momentum 3s. And when it comes to blocking out chatter, you can still hear a decent amount of chatter in the background, and this time around, my voice does sound a little shallow. Whereas with the Momentum 3s, there's a little bit less chatter in the background, and my voice sounds a little less shallow. But finally, here are the AirPods 3, which have even less chatter in the background, and my voice sounds even less shallow. And again, for comparison's sake, if we were to switch over to my lapel microphone, you're going to clearly hear all of this chatter. But if we were to switch back over to the AirPods 3, it is greatly reduced. So overall, the Momentum 3s have a good enough sounding microphone on them for phone calls, but I would rather try to take phone calls with them in a quieter environment, and I would avoid trying to take phone calls with them in a noisier environment. But with all that being said, the Momentum 3s have been refined from their predecessors, and Sennheiser really focused on improving the important things. The Momentum 3s still have their amazing instrument separation, but this time around, their bass is punchier and deeper. The Momentum 3s also have better active noise cancellation. They block out a ton of noise without needing itchy foam ear tips. Plus, they also have a much more natural sounding ambient mode, and their microphone array does a better job of blocking out wind noise when walking outdoors. The Momentum 3s also finally have wireless charging, and their earbuds now each establish a connection with your phone. The only thing that these earbuds need improving right now is longer battery life. I feel that by 2023, the Momentum 3s will start to fall behind a little bit, and I also want to see a better sounding microphone, and maybe that can happen through a software update. And a smaller case would have been nice as well. But for me, if sound is your main priority, then the Momentum 3s are a solid pick. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.